Cricket from the coat hangers, and you're listening to Drop the Mic.
1922. A man's pride was a man's land. And so was his son. My wife, she wanted us to leave all this behind.
We can move.
The cities are for fools.
We divorce. We both know that's what you want. Life is rarely fair, especially out here.
I believe that there's another man inside every man. A conniving man.
I'm gonna sell. You and my son are coming with me.
This is our house. In 1922, I murdered my wife. Want a glass of lemonade, Sheriff?
Can I look in the house?
She only took the one suitcase.
Woman, that'd be crazy to leave a nice house like this one.
The very thought of you, the longing here for you. I'm living in a kind of daydream.
You touched me!
I'm happy as
You carved it all!
I feel faith.
I hope there is no God, because if there is no heaven,
Your eyes
then there is no hell.
the very thought of you, my love.
Alright guys, welcome back to another dreadful episode of Drop the Mic. I am your host for the evening, the Swan, and we are missing James tonight. But in his place, I have a few guests for you guys at home. We have Tim Putnam.
What up, y'all?
Anais Rodriguez.
Hey.
And Emma Duenas.
Hi.
Thank you guys for being here.
Of course.
Thanks for having us.
And we're not replacing James. There's no way.
Yeah, he's irreplaceable, but he's with us in spirit, right?
Oh man, there's no way we can replace that fire news. You know?
He does bring that fire news.
He does. So he gave me some notes. But before we get into... Well, we're going to talk about 1922, a Netflix original psychological horror film that just dropped a few months ago in 2017. But before we do that, we're going to get into our usual pop culture, right?
Yeah.
Which is...
And now for a special news report. Brought to you by Drop the
Mic. So we'll start with James's news, and we'll dive right into that. So Warner Brothers, I guess, has hired Walter Hamada to oversee all the DC films in production from now on, I guess. Hamada has been involved with such horror hits as the last year's Juggernaut It, The Conjuring, Annabelle Creation, and The Gallows from a few years ago. So I'm guessing they're hoping to ride the coat feathers of that success, into, because we all know DC hasn't fared very well in setting up their universe besides Wonder Woman, right? So that's interesting, and hopefully they can kind of scrape something up from the ashes.
So are they still trying to make that like a little grittier? Or I know that there was that the last one, they still, Justice League, they try to stuff in some like jokes in there, and it still didn't really, I don't think everything was delivered the right way. I liked it. I liked Justice League, but is that what they're trying to do?
I'm not sure as a whole what they're trying to do, but from what James has told me, I guess they're going to do Man of Steel Part 2, which is the I guess the plan moving on, and they want to make him more of a lighthearted character. Like they think that, I guess, Superman right now is too dark.
It's not that it's dark. I think it's just it takes itself too seriously, kind of what Thor was doing. I mean, this is a whole different, section of it, but Thor 1 and Thor 2, I thought it was taking itself too seriously, and it wasn't until this last one that they decided to make it more colorful and, really kind of like roll with the punches as far as like the jokes and the style, and it worked in their favor, but yeah, I don't know if I can see Superman like delivering a joke as good as someone else. I don't know.
Well, I feel like Thor, he kind of rolls around in the same element as Guardians, because I feel like Ragnarok, you can see the clear influence of Guardians, right?
Yeah, totally.
But with DC, I don't know, they don't really have that kind of universe really set up for them, because they took so much time doing years of Batman only. So that's kind of interesting. I didn't really think of it until you said that. But I guess we'll have to see as time goes on.
I'd watch whatever they decide to put out.
Moving on, I guess Ridley Scott is still very interested in finishing his Alien prequel trilogy now that Disney owns 20th Century Fox.
But it didn't do well.
It didn't, and neither did Prometheus. But I think I read that there's an unofficial source that said that 20th Century Fox has officially pulled the plug on what was supposed to be called Alien Awakening, which was going to be the next installment in that series. But I guess Ridley Scott still wants to go press ahead, of course. But I've heard really good things about his new film, All the Money in the World.
That's been getting really good reviews.
Yeah, and it's nominated, I think, for
it was
a few things.
Yeah, I don't know for what, but then I read something today that that Mark Wahlberg was paid more than Michelle Williams.
Really?
So, yeah. But, I mean, I know that there was a lot of money poured into it for reshoots, and so... But even with the reshoots, that it's
because
still
of the
really good.
Kevin Spacey thing. That's what they replaced him on.
Yeah, and they had to do all these reshoots, but aside that, I've heard really good stuff and good reviews.
Moving on, Lindsay Lohan has started, and we were just talking about her earlier, right? Or you guys were. She has started a Twitter campaign to lend her the role of Batgirl in the new Joss Whedon interpretation of that. I guess she's telling all her fans to basically bum rush Whedon's Twitter, saying to cast her in the role.
She's not good.
She hasn't
at
done
anything.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, she has, but I think it's been like straight to like TV kind of movies. And I just don't think she's good.
I just saw a picture of her. I'm pretty sure it was in a recent picture, but someone was like, "Oh, I want to be like this," and it was a picture of Lindsay Lohan sleeping on a couch in the mall.
So she's probably not in a good place right now.
So no Batgirl for me on that one.
Oh, I didn't say because these are. Let's keep in mind these are James's pop culture news references or whatever. He put under her wanting to be Batgirl. Ew.
I agree.
I second that.
James, that is correct.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that
Ew, period.
he's not for Lindsay Lohan. Moving on, Emma Stone. I thought this was really interesting. Emma Stone is set to play Cruella de Vil in a 101 Dalmatians prequel set in London at the end of its punk scene.
What? Huh.
So, like, she would be like a young Cruella de Vil?
Yes.
Cruella was always like an older fur coat wearing kind of
Grinchy lady.
Right, yeah.
So it's going to be like based in a different era, completely different era?
Yeah, and maybe explaining why she is such a kind of tortured soul or whatever. I would.
So, like, not even involved with the Dalmatians at all, just a Cruella de Vil introspective kind of a deal.
I just don't know what this fascination is with, like I need to know why they're bad. I need to know the
like
backstory.
an origin story.
Yeah, like
it's a huge trending thing. Yeah, for sure now.
Like if you're bad, I just want you to be a bad person, and,
or come up with your own conclusions, or
it leaves very little room for imagination, and it strips away some of that like eeriness of that character. I'm not that Cruella de Vil was ever eerie, or creepy. I mean, she is. She wants to kill dogs.
Skin them.
Yeah.
Right.
But I would like to just think of why she's bad and not be told why she's bad or why she's doing this.
I actually think there's like a series of books that has started already that goes into like Disney villains.
Oh, Wicked Wicked is for like Wizard of Oz, the witches.
Is it Wizard of Oz or is it Snow White?
No, Wicked is, I think,
Wizard of Oz.
Well, I saw a book that it was like about Ursula and
her backstory.
Yeah, her backstory and stuff like that. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
I think in a book form would be fine, but I don't know how well it's gonna look on screen. That's my
Annie.
What?
No. I agree. I feel like it's You're totally, you hit the nail on the head when you said that there's like this weird fascination with over-explaining in our culture right now, and it kind of does take away a lot of the mystery that I think our villains need. It's like they don't. Why do we need to be? I feel like filmmakers now want to walk us through everything. You know, like with our hands. It's weird. Kind of like how, like, I didn't need to, like, Darth Vader's badass. I didn't need to know why he was or became Darth Vader. You know what I mean? Moving on. Before we get into a whole crazy Star Wars conversation, Matt Reeves. Are you guys familiar with him? He did. Was Cloverfield and the new Planet of the Apes films. I guess his production company, Sixth and Idaho, is now joining Netflix exclusively to work on stuff just for them. After I guess they left 20th Century Fox now. With that being said, he wanted me to ask you guys this big question. Do you guys have any thoughts on all these big directors now joining with Netflix, just like our man Matt Reeves?
Yeah, I think there's so much freedom in Netflix that they can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, I don't think you have to meet the same censorship boards or anything like that, and it's not like it's a lower form of entertainment anymore. It's like on the same playing field. Like all these Netflix originals are coming out that are straight movie quality, but just in a new form of media, I guess. But
yeah, and I think just from what I've read about